Good evening, everyone. Good evening, cohort 19. Welcome to class, your first class, the first in many. My name is Jessica Ochoge Daniels, and I'm the moderators manager. I'm just here to welcome you and to give you a few information. You will receive more when the DED comes up. She will be taking today's class. And the main moderator for today is Miss Dukas. But for now, welcome once again. And just want to let you know that you will need to change your Zoom name to the name you want to see on your certificate. Some of you have already done that. It is extremely important. The attendance is being taken automatically. So whatever your Zoom name is here, that is what will be reflected in the attendance. So please change your Zoom name to the name you want to see on your certificate, okay? Because after graduation, you might not get the chance to reach out to somebody and say, no, please change my name from this to this. So please do that so that your attendance will be noted. And as you have been told in your group, 80% participation is required for graduation and for the receipt of a certificate, 80%. Like I said, the attendance is being taken automatically, so you will not be able to come and say, no, I was here when nobody saw you. So please make sure you attend classes. Many of us are working. Once it's time for class, just connect and listen. You can use your earpiece if you're on transit. That's just an advice. Connect and listen to the class. And in case you miss any class or you were not able to get the juice of the class, you can connect to the YouTube channel. We have a YouTube channel. I encourage every one of you to please subscribe and go through the videos there with activities that will be coming up in your cohort. You will see that you'll be able to get some guidance from the videos on the YouTube channel. And also try to join the call on time because there's a specific time where the attendance will be noted, okay? So try to join the call on time. And with that, welcome once again, cohort 19. We will see more of each other. For now, let me hand you over to the moderator for today, Miss Peace Dukas. Hello, Peace. Good evening.
Hi, good evening, Jessica. Okay, good evening, sorry. Good evening, DD. I don't know if ED is on the call, but good evening, everyone, and welcome to cohort 19. Welcome to cohort 19. Fresh faces. I just want to let you know that the decision you've made to be here is not a mistake. And one thing I'm going to promise and guarantee you is you're going to have an amazing ride. It's going to be a period of learning, unlearning, and relearning, right? So without any much waste of time, we're going to delve into why we're here today. So I know that you have so many questions. I know that you have so many questions. Just hold on. We're going to have time for questions. Your questions are going to be answered. And some might not be answered today, but as the class goes on, right, as the cohort goes on, a lot of your questions are going to be responded to. So just be patient. And for the sake of today's class, I'm about to introduce our facilitators for today. But before I do that, I just want to let you know that as the class goes on, if you have any questions, if peradventure any question comes up, right, any questions come up, ensure that you pen them down, like pen it down. You can write it down. After the class, after the facilitator, we're going to have time for questioning where you get to ask your question. And if you think you're going to forget or you're not close to a pen or paper, you can do well by dropping it in the chat box, right? We'll still get there, like respond to every question. So we've gotten to the point where I'm going to introduce our facilitator for today. But before I introduce our facilitator for today, I'm going to briefly read her profile. Right? She's a distinguished Nigerian professional with a diverse background and expertise, a graduate in biochemistry with a PhD in psychology. Her career spans various sectors, highlighting her versatility. Lisa Omi began her professional journey as an OAP at Unilorin FM and later transitioned to Heritage Bank Limited as a funds transfer officer. In 2020, at then Hausawa Media Nigeria, which served as a stepping stone to founding her own company, Speak Media. Lisa Omi's commitment to community service is evident through her establishment of the non-profit organization War Against Rape and Sexual Abuse, where she has been instrumental in sensitizing youth and supporting victims of rape and abuse. In 2022, she became the Deputy Executive Director, Head of Politeracy at Electoral College Nigeria, overseeing politeracy and leadership programs. Her work with the college has resulted in the political education of over 15,000 individuals. You're about to add to that number. She's also a 2025 Vital Voices Global Fellow. Fluent in English and proficient in Yoruba and Hausa, Wumi excels in communication and leadership. Her hobbies include reading, creative thinking, writing, traveling, and meeting new people. She's happily married and blessed with two energetic children. I know that your mics are muted, right? But with using emojis in the chat box, you can please let's put our hands together and welcome DED as she takes on the mic. Didi, you have the mic. You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Peace.
Okay, we can't hear you, Didi. I think you just muted yourself.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, Edie, could you please help make my other device a co-host? So,
thank you.
Can you hear me, please?
Can you hear me, please? Can you hear me, please?
Hello, good evening. Can you hear me?
We can hear you, but it's echoing. There's this interference. I think probably maybe from your second device or so.
Okay. All right. Edie, please, could you help connect? Could you help give me co-host on my other device so that I could connect from there? So I could share my screen. Good evening, everyone. Please confirm you can hear me and you can see me.
Loud and clear, but we can't see you. Okay, we can see you. Yes, we can see you loud and clear.
Okay, all right, that's fine. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the 19th cohort. Edie, please, could you make me co-host on this device so that I'll be able to share my slides when it's time? I hope Edie can hear me though. All right, let's just go on. Maybe I'll need help with the sharing of slides if I'm unable to do that. So good evening, everyone. On behalf of the board members and our executive director, Mr. Kunle Lawal, and the whole of the management team, I welcome you to the Politeracy and Governance 101 of the Electoral College. We're doing this for the 19th time. So you're welcome, cohort XIX. All right, so just a few announcements before we go into the class proper. Your classes will hold every weekend, Saturdays, Saturdays, and Sundays, I beg your pardon, by 5 p.m. So please put this in your calendar. Every weekend for the next 9 weeks, your classes will hold by 5 p.m. on Zoom. And as the moderator stated, you need at least 80% attendance for you to get a certificate. We have 29 classes, so that means you need to attend a minimum of 23 classes to qualify for a certificate at the end of the course. And you also need to participate in your parties. You'll be shared into pseudo parties. The list should be ready either today or tomorrow. You'll be shared into pseudo parties named after the 5 popular political parties in Nigeria. It's just a simulation. You'll be shared there, and then you get to choose your leadership, you get to have your chairman and other aspects. And it is true that means that your assignments will come, which will be either Mondays or Tuesdays. So please, you need to both participate in your political parties and in class for you to actually get a certificate at the end of the course. And I would like to say here that please, whatever political party you're shared into, it is just a simulation. So for example, if you're in APC in real life, but you're shared into PDP, please stay in your political party. It's just a simulation. That doesn't mean that it will affect your political party in real life. We don't want people transversing parties. If you're caught in a party that you were not shared into, you may be penalized and you may be asked to leave the course. So please, let's take note of that. Also, you're going to have team leads in each of the parties. The team leads are the representatives of the college in the parties. So your chairman, your chairpersons, when you have a leadership, are the first point of contact if you have an issue. And then after that, you'll escalate to the team leads. We also have a manager of cohort in the person of Mr. Tolu. If it needs to be escalated to him, it will be escalated and then before it gets to my office. So please, let's take note of all these things. I'm sure the cohort rules, the code of conduct has been dropped. In case you have not gone through, make out time to go through. Ignorance of the law is not an excuse. We've shared it to you so that you know what is expected of you during your stay and during your time in this program. So that said, I would like to welcome you again to this Politeracy and Governance 101 course. Get ready to learn, unlearn, and relearn. Whatever it is that you've known about politics before today, please just drop it at the door because you're going to have a whole new perspective, right? So come like a clean slate board, ready to learn. And I can assure you that a lot has gone into putting this together. We have seasoned facilitators from different walks of life that are doing great things in their different spheres of influence. And they'll be speaking to you on different topics throughout the course of this program. It's a very rich course. All you need is to be focused, to give your best, to give your participation, your attendance, and to make sure that you maximize this opportunity that has been given to you. It's completely free. It's completely free. So all you can do is actually to maximize the opportunity. That it's free does not mean it doesn't cost a lot. It costs a whole lot. But we have decided to make it free so that it can be accessible to everyone. So please, let's all give our best to that. So let me see if I can bring up my slides. Please give me a minute. All right, so while my slides are coming up, it's also very important that you always make sure that your Zoom name, like we stated, is the name you registered with, because that is the only way we'll be able to take your attendance. If your Zoom name is reading Technopop6 or is reading iPhone user, then we would not know that you were in class, even if we're in class. So please take note of it. Always change your Zoom name to reflect the name that you registered with. It is very, very important.
Okay, so Didi, sorry, just before you share your screen, I just have an announcement to make. I don't know if you'll be able to hear me, but I'll still drop it in the chat box, right? For I think we have persons living with disabilities in our midst, and if you're not able to listen, like hearing impairment now, there's the show your mic icon, the video after recording AI companion CC. Once you tap on the CC, it's going to be showing subtitle. So it's going to be translating what whosoever is saying, right? So just to help us with that. Thank you, Didi. Sorry for the...
Okay, that's awesome. Hold on. Give me a minute. I'm trying to bring up my slide on the other device. This is not connected. So please do well to go through all the announcements that have been posted on the main group. Do well to go through them. Device. Okay. So I think I'll just have to join with the phone so that we can go on. So sorry for... So, all right, let's dive straight in. Introduction to Politeracy and Governance 101. What is politeracy? Politeracy is derived from combining the terms political and literacy. So it's just a word we derived by combining the two words political and literacy. And it's the education of the electorate on governance systems and processes so that they know what to demand of elected officials. So Politeracy and Governance 101 basically is the education of the electorate. Who are the electorate? You and I are the electorate. Those that are not in elected offices, we are the electorate. So it's the education of the electorate on governance systems and processes so that they know what to demand of elected officials. And what are the different methods of propagating politeracy? We have the formal education, which is similar to what you're doing here. The truth is, if the electorates are politically illiterate, we can never have an advanced democracy. Most people think they know, but they actually don't. I'm sure a lot of us here, we probably feel like we know, but I'm telling you at the end of this course, you'll know that you actually did not know how you ought to know. So like I said earlier, please be ready to unlearn and relearn. Another method of propagating politeracy is cultural influences. Culture is the way of life of a particular set of people. So culture plays a very important role in the way people view politics and the thoughts they have about politics. So, an example that we always like to give each cohort is that in the Constitution, it stated that for you to be able to run for governor in a state, you should be at least 35 years old. You should be a Nigerian citizen by birth. You should have a minimum of school certificate in educational qualification, and you should belong to a political party and be chosen by that political party to bear their flag. But usually, culture has made it that if you're not from a particular state, you feel like you cannot run from it. You cannot run in that state. You cannot run as governor for that state. But it actually is not in the Constitution. So this is one of the ways that culture also influences politeracy and, political influence. What we think about politics, culture plays a very important role. We also have the media. Of course, we all know that the media plays a powerful role. It's called the fourth arm of government, usually, right? The media is a tool for shaping what people think, what they know about what is happening around them. So the media is actually a very powerful tool for propagating politeracy. I'm sure a lot of us here, what we know about politics and governance is probably what you've read from the newspaper, what you've heard on TV, what you've heard on the radio, or what you've seen on social media, which is the new media. So media is actually very, very important. And this is why it's very important that the right things are passed across media, because it's a powerful tool. It's a platform for shaping the ideologies of a particular people. You're going to have a course on misinformation and disinformation, and another on the fourth estate in a democracy. You'll see how powerful media is in actually propagating politeracy. Though sometimes it's actually the wrong things that is passed across, but it's a tool. Another way is political parties. Political parties are actually the only recognized vehicle to elected offices currently. We do not do independent candidacy in Nigeria yet, so it's only political parties. And in your political party, you have 3 ways to emerge as the flag bearer of that party. We have the direct primaries, which is where every member of the party participates in voting. And then we have the indirect primaries, which a lot of us know, where delegates are elected to represent the whole party, and then they are the ones that vote. And then we have the consensus, which is when there's a unanimous decision by the whole party that you will be the one to represent them. And we also have what is called an aspirant. An aspirant is someone who wants to aspire for a political office. So we have the 2027 elections coming up. We'll have people coming out and saying, oh, I want to run as a local government chairman in this local government area. I want to run as a governor in this state. I want to run as a senator and all that. So an aspirant is someone that has declared his or her intention to actually run for office. But when you now come out, your political party now has the responsibility to choose you and say, yes, we actually want you to run. We actually want you to be the flag bearer of our party. And then when the different types of primaries that I stated earlier is carried out, and then you emerge as the winner among all the aspirants in that party, then you become a candidate. So take note of that. When you've emerged as a flag bearer, you're no more an aspirant, you're now the candidate. But before you emerge, you're still an aspirant. So candidate is when you've won and you're now the flag bearer of your party. So the next slide, governance. What is governance? Governance refers to how power is used in managing a country's human, material, and economic resources. So governance is how power is actually used in managing the resources in a country, both the human, the material, and the economic. And then we now have what is called good governance. So governance is the process, while good governance is how well the process is working. What is the measurable impact? Is it meeting the needs of the masses? What are the results? So for example, let's say Anambra State, before the governor became the governor, we had 10 million youths unemployed. And then by the time he was leaving, by the time his tenure was up and he was leaving, during his tenure, he was able to establish industries in the states. He was able to create job opportunities. He was able to maybe revive the agricultural sector, and then jobs were created. And by the end of his tenure, we now have just 3.5 million youths that are unemployed. Now that is good governance, is measurable. The impact has been felt. So it's not just the process that matters, it's how well that process is actually working. And then we now have the arms of governance. The arms of governance basically is for separation of powers, so that all the power is not invested in just one person, is to serve as checkmates for the different arms of governance. And then we have the three arms of governance are the executive, the legislative, and the judiciary. The executive, like the name implies, are those that are in charge of executing. They are the ones in charge of implementing and enforcing the laws. They serve as oversight. And in addition to the arms of governance, we have the three levels or three tiers of governance, which are the federal, the state, and the local government. So for the executive, on the federal level, the president, the vice president, those are the elected executive at the federal level. And then at the state level, we have the governor, we have the deputy governor. At the local government level, we have the chairman and his deputy. And then we also have appointed executives. We have the DGs, the SAs, the PAs, the secretaries. All these ones are appointed executives. And then moving on to the legislative. The legislative are the ones in charge of bills. Bills. They are the ones that are in charge of making the bills. They are the ones in charge of amending the bills and passing the bills. The bills is also another word for laws. So the legislative are the ones that are in charge of actually creating the laws that govern a state. And then for the legislative, we have, at the federal level, we have the upper chamber and the lower chamber. The upper chamber are also called the red chamber, and these are the senators. We currently have 109 senators. And then the lower chamber is also referred to as the green chamber, and these are the House of Reps. And these are made up of 360 members representing the different constituencies from the 36 states of Nigeria. And then at the state level, they also have their own state House of Assembly. And at the local government level, the councillors are the ones that serve as the House of Assembly for the local government. And then we move on to the judiciary. The judiciary are the ones that are charged with interpreting the law. You don't have to bother about most of this. Today is just an intro section. All these different things that I'm talking about, you're going to have a full course dedicated to them. Tomorrow, you're going to have the executive with the ED. It's going to be an amazing class. Make sure you don't miss it. So all these areas are areas that have their own classes dedicated strictly to them. So we'll break it down in that class. So today is just like an overview. So the judiciary are the ones that are charged with interpreting the law, commonly called, the lawyers. These are the lawyers. And then their head is actually the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. And his is actually by appointment. It's not by election. So let's move on to pathways to good governance. Pathways to good governance, the first is political literacy, which is what you're learning here today and which is what you'll be learning for the course of the next 9 weeks. Political literacy is very important. The executive director will always say that if you've gotten to the part where you're voting, it's almost already too late because the options are already there. So sometimes it may be a case of choosing from the worst options. But if you're part of the decision making, when you join a political party, you're able to participate, you're able to know and be part of the process that even brings out those candidates, then it will now be a case of electing between the best options. But if all you do is just, let me get my voter's card and let me go and vote on the day of election, what happens when the people on the ballot boxes are not the suitable candidates? What happens when they are not the best candidates available for the job? So it's always better to start at the grassroots, join a political party, participate. That is the foundation of it all, so that you can determine the outcome. You yourself might even be the person to come out, tomorrow and say, okay, I am the one that wants to run for this office. So it's very important that we learn to participate so that we can influence the outcome. I already jumped into the second point, which is participation. Like I've been saying, is very, very key. It's more than just being a voter. You have to participate. And finally, we have the financially unattractive offices. The truth is that the cost of governance is quite high. So for example, a senator, the basic for a senator is like 750,000. But by the time you add their allowances, their take home, their sitting allowance, wardrobe allowance, feeding allowance, and all the allowances, you're going to have like 48 million for just one senator. So if you now multiply that by 109 senators, just for the senators, you can see how the cost of governance is already so high. So when we have financially unattractive offices, it will be able to sieve the people that are just there to eat the national cake, like they say, take their own part of the national cake, try to amass wealth for themselves and their future generations from the people that really want to do the job. So when you know that you're going there to actually serve the people, it's going to make, if the offices are financially unattractive, it's going to give the opportunity for those that really want to do the work to come out. And let me tell you the truth, there are actually people who love Nigeria. We had the Independence Day just last week, 1st of October, and we recognized like 22 individuals that are doing amazing things in their sphere of influence, that are making impacts in their own little or big way, where they are. So they're actually people that have a heart for the country, that want to serve, that want to actually do the job. But when the office is very attractive financially, it causes everybody to come. So you don't even know those that are just going there to, just for their own selfish interests, and those that are really going there because they love the country. So financially unattractive offices is a way that we can actually curb the fact that, most people that are going there are not going for the people. And that's one thing we preach in Electoral College, love for country. We hope that by the time you're done with this course, it's not just a case of, oh, I've learned more about politics, I've learned more about local government and state and federal, I've learned more about how media plays a part in democracy. No, we hope that you will have imbibed in you the love for country. We hope that by the time you're done with this course, you would believe in Nigeria. You would be part of the people that will say Nigeria can work, and I'll play my role. I will, contribute my quota to make Nigeria great again. If we can achieve that, then our job is done, because we're not just here to just teach you, we're actually here to imbibe that character of patriotism in you, so that you'll be able to stand for Nigeria any day, anytime. I'll end with this quote. It says that public servants should be focused on serving the public, as the name implies. It's actually called public servants. So they are supposed to serve. A democracy is a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. So a true democracy actually puts the citizens first. In fact, the office of the citizen is supposed to be the highest office in the land, is actually the highest office in the land. But most citizens are not even aware of this. So a true democracy puts citizens first, because those that are there are called public servants. They are there to serve the interests of the nation and of the citizens of that country. And then this other quote by Abigail Spanberger, she says that good governance should be an expectation and not an exception. The bar has come so low that when the barest minimum is done, we celebrate. It becomes an exception instead of an expectation. So I'll give you a real life example. I stay in Kaduna State, right? For for like 2 weeks, the power supply has been really bad. In fact, we had power outage for like 5 days straight. And then when the power was restored, you need to see how people were so happy. They were jubilating. It was as if, it was something amazing had happened. That was because it had become an exception instead of an expectation. It should be that power supply should be something that is constant. It should not be something that we need to celebrate when it's done. The roads in our communities should not be something that when it's fixed, we should be celebrating and saying, oh, these roads have been fixed. No, it should actually be the norm. That is what they've been elected there to do. And I'd like to tell you also that the local government is actually the first handshake with the people. So some of us that maybe your roads in your community is bad, it is not the president that is responsible for that. He probably has never been to your community. He doesn't know that your roads are bad. That is why you have a local government chairman that is under their jurisdiction, so that you don't have power that your roads are bad, you don't have basic amenities. It is not the job of the president to come and provide you with water, to come and provide you with good roads. No, it is the job of the local government. But most citizens do not even know this. That's why we are not able to hold our leaders accountable. But we know that at the end of this course, a lot of things would have changed. You would know better so that you can do better. Thank you very much, and I'll be open for questions. But like I said earlier, most of the things that I've touched this evening is just an intro. You're going to have all those courses. Your course outline has been posted on the main group. Just go through. You're going to have all those courses on their own as a standalone topic. So it's going to be broken down. So most of the questions that I would expect would be questions surrounding the class, what is required for graduation and all that, any gray areas, so that you'll be able to maximize your time in the college. Thank you very much. Jessica, are you there?
Yes, I am. Okay, so if you have any questions, thank you, Didi. Thank you. Your class is always a warm opener to the cohort. Thank you so much. So you can raise your hand or you can put it in the chat. We will get to it. Okay. I'm going to start with Ahmed Mohammed. I've asked you to unmute. Go ahead, please.
Hello, good evening, Ma.
Good evening.
So my question is, the attendance must be 80%. So how if the person is in the wire network is fluctuating?
Okay. For the attendance, you need to have a minimum of 60 minutes per class for it to actually be recorded that you attended that class. So please note, it's not just signing in for 5 minutes and leaving that makes you attend the class. You have to have a cumulative of 60 minutes. So even if your network is bad, please try and sign in again. Try and look for another network if possible. Most people have more than one network providers, that supply them. So if MTN is not working, switch to Airtel. If Airtel is not working, switch to Glo or switch to Etisalat, I believe. So yes, just do your best.
Okay. So
Yeah.
that is the question.
All right.
So the second question is, hello,
Please go ahead.
the group, you say we are going to share, you are going to share us into groups. Is already share or we are expecting to share?
No, you've not been, the process is still on. So once it's done, the list will be posted on the main group. So you just go through, you locate your name and the party, the links will be shared, and then you join the party where you've been grouped into.
So
Good
we are
evening,
going to create.
everyone. Good evening, everyone.
Hello.
Good evening. I can hear you. Good evening, everyone. Well
Eddie.
done, GD. Well done. I was listening on what's going on. Welcome
So
everybody to the Electoral College class. First and foremost, I need you guys to understand one critical thing. You're here to learn. Drop everything you know about politics proceeding now on the floor. We're all here to learn from each other. For those asking questions about attendance, please, Jessica, could everyone be muted while I'm talking? For everyone asking questions about attendance and etc., there's a code of conduct that will be on your parties. You'll be separated into parties. Don't bother, let the administration handle that. It will be done. You've taken a walk through politics and governance generally. We're going to be walking through everything: the executive, manifestos, candidates, psychology of politics, party structures and systems. We're going to be going through the whole 10 yards. So yes, this present class is just introductory. I think we don't need to start badging too much. Your first class is tomorrow. I need to add also this. We have a little discrepancy with our Zoom and expansion of numbers that it takes. What we're doing to mitigate that will be throughout this week. If you can enter the Zoom at Zoom, we'll drop the classes on this thing. But we would ask you questions and give you assignments based on every class that has occurred right now till the end, till we sort it out. So whether you're in the class or not, you can aspire to be in the class, but you will be questioned. We will take questions from you, which will be marked, which will form a general continuous assessment for how you're going to live this course. We are forced to do that right now because we don't seem to have other choices. So the pseudo parties are just groups. They are names. You would accept one of the criteria is you accept whatever pseudo party you're putting. It's not the party itself in real life. It's just what we use to name the groups so that will make it a little bit more realistic. I'll be taking you about 6 times within this cohort, and you'll be dealing with other facilitators. So I've just introduced myself. My name again, Kune Lawal, Executive Director, Electoral College, Nigeria. So I will be open to questions, even questions Lisa can answer, Dee you can answer, or myself can answer for the meantime. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Edie. You get to meet the Edie proper tomorrow. So Jessica, any more hands?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's go with Sylvester Edet. Sylvester Okon. You can unmute and ask a question.
Mrs. Lisa, my name is Sylvester. Please, I just have one question. Based on the last, the conclusive part of this lecture, like our lecturer said that we are not expecting the president to come and go into our local villages or to know how deplorable the road in our respective villages are because the local government chairman are the one in charge of that. I hope you can hear me.
Loud and clear.
Okay, so my question now goes, now with the kind of politics that or democracy that we're practicing in Nigeria, whereby everything comes from the center, and we all are aware of the judgment that was passed that gave local government autonomy, and we know literally that the local government are not really exercising the autonomy, and they still take orders from the state governor and also from the federal. So how do we now how do we now hold these people accountable in this aspect that they are not truly independent as it ought to be?
First
I
and
think
foremost, to answer your question, I don't understand what you mean when you say democracy practice in Nigeria. Is there a difference in democracy practice across the world? All democracies operate from federating units down to local units. If you have refused to ask your local government chairman, let me ask you a question. Unmute the person that was talking just now, please, Lisa.
okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, you can.
No, I mean, can he hear me? Is he there?
Yes, I've asked him to unmute.
I can hear you.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. What local government, where do you reside?
I'm in the state capital. I'm in Cross River State. I reside in Calabar Municipal.
Calabar. What's the
Yeah.
FAC allocation to Calabar?
The state entirely.
No, Calabar.
The
What
Calabar
they call
itself.
it? Calabar Municipal Council, is it not?
We have
That's the local
Calabar
government.
Municipal. We have Calabar South. Yeah, which makes
Okay,
state capital.
which one are you in? You didn't tell me which one you're in.
I'm in a municipal.
Okay, what's the FAC allocation to that?
I don't know.
You see, that's the problem with democracy. You don't know. So how do you expect to engage your local government chairperson or your councillor on what is being done and what should be done? How do you engage them when you don't even know how much goes there?
Because most times, from I'm one person that I've been actually I'm actually very active in politics, and I've been asking questions. I remember
I can see you're very active when you do not know your FAC allocation.
outside the allocation. So
outside the allocation, let me also help you with something. I heard so the immunity of the local government chairman, does it protect him from from inquiries about FAC allocation?
But they are saying that
sorry to say, you're active in politics and you do not know that they do not have immunity at local government level, whether local government chairman or councillor. So what's your problem? What I just did just now, and I'll be honest with you, what I just did just now was to show you that you do not even know enough to engage the system. That was what I did to you. This class is to teach you to engage the system properly. Your false assumption that you have been in politics, drop it. If you think maybe because you've not seen my face, I will tell you, and I'm not bragging, I've served in every capacity available, national down to ground. And I did all that before I was 40. The problem in Nigeria is that we try to engage systems we do not understand. And most of the time we ask questions that are outside the void or scope of what we are supposed to be asking. So this cohort, and I want you to get it from day one, this cohort is to teach you to ask the right questions, teach you to handle the right things the right way. Things are supposed to be done in a particular, if the local government chairperson wants to give the money to the governor, that is fine. But remember, he does not have immunity. Why have you not prosecuted him in Abuja and tagged an NFIU in courts or EFCC? You've chosen not to. That is your choice.
Sir, this because I'm
not a sir. I've not been knighted by the King of England. I'm not a sir.
The reason why I'm asking this question is because you know that with the way election is being conducted lately in the country, whereby the state governor,
elections conducted, please?
The state governor has picked people that will be answerable to them.
Sir, please, let me correct something.
We are all here to learn. Just allow me to see that you say what you want.
No, Oga. You are saying things which are distorting the truth. First and foremost, you have less than 7% participation in local government elections in Cross River State. First and foremost. So why wouldn't the governor be able to pick who he wants when you've chosen not to come out for local government elections? Whose fault is that?
Because I contested election.
How was the turnout, Oga? How was the turnout?
The local government election. I was in our position. I contested under
I'm asking you a question. You're answering another one. I said, how was the turnout?
It was okay. I came second.
Okay.
The election was
free. The turnout compared to normal elections. Did you hear what I said? Data. No state in Nigeria produces higher than 7% of its voting population in local government elections. You are missing the conversation. An election can only be rigged when people do not participate. That's the truth. And choose to accept it, choose not to accept it. That's the basic process. Yes, I'll take the next question.
Okay, Edie. Udoka, Anita, you can unmute.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, go ahead.
So, my question is just simple. So before we got we applied, we were just sent straight into the WhatsApp group where we waited and all that. A formal letter that we have been into the classes. So basically, that's just my question.
Edie, would you like to?
Well, no, I didn't hear what you said even clearly. I just heard class, group,
Okay,
landed. I didn't hear everything clearly.
said, will they receive a formal letter or admission letter?
Why should we give you a formal admission letter? That to compel us legally that if you fail, we'll have to continue trying you till you pass. There's no admission letter.
That's it. It's not even why you should just
You
believe
said?
that. I've heard
I
you
didn't
say.
hear what you said.
I just wanted to understand because I asked the question and you said why should I ask for an admission letter on a normal or on other cohorts to which I have applied for, I have been given, or we have been, you say, congratulations, you have made it to so cohort and all that. So that's why I asked the question, not because of any other thing. Oh,
Why are you seeking to justify what you're saying? I just said we don't do that. 19 cohorts, we haven't given any admission letter.
Thank you very much. You've answered my question. Thank you. God. Yes.
Adelaja.
Okay.
Okay, if he's not there, then let's move on to Okweyemi.
Good evening.
Okay, please go ahead.
Thank you for giving me audience. My question has been answered though, but I have a concern. Okay, when you started your lecture, you said that those of us that have a name that is not tally with the name registered with, and I think the name I use for my mail is one displaying here. I want to know if you are to distribute us in class, is this the name that will be displaying in the class?
I'm not sure I get the question. The name you registered, is it different from the name showing on your Zoom right now?
Yes.
How come?
Like the thing was when I was filling the form, I fill the form Justin Adepoju, but the email I use under different name for the email entirely.
No, not the name on the email we use. It's the name you registered with.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome.
All right.
All right. Good evening, everyone. I just want to say thank you for this opportunity and thank you for the everybody that is in charge of this. This about 30-minute class, I've been able to jot more than more than a page, and I'm very glad because I didn't do government when I was in school. I never knew much about government. I like to participate in the election. I vote, but I actually look forward to more because I would like to get involved one day. But like, I just want to say, I don't have any questions to so to speak, just to say that I'm really glad I'm here. Thank you very much.
All right, we're glad to have you. Thank you.
I think that's about it, Lady. And there's no question in the chats. I've been checking.
I think there's still one hand up.
Somebody is saying question, please.
Okay,
I think
somebody
Benedict.
I've been telling him to type it out or to raise his hand, but he's not responding.
There's one hand up. I've asked him to unmute. Waziri, please go ahead. Waziri, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you very much.
Okay.
So
is it just me or is he breaking?
I'm not hearing anything myself. I thought it was me too. You spoke.
Okay. Maybe you could just drop in the chat box. I can barely hear you.
For those that are asking how long sessions will be, sessions are supposed to be 1 hour, 30 minutes top most. Sometimes classes get so interesting, they exceed. And those excesses, we cannot control most of the time because they're actually students created. Because students keep asking questions and it keeps continuing. Like I said, this is an introductory class. One thing I need you to also understand is that the Electoral College, we have our code of conduct. And we also will not tolerate a few things that you might not like or you're used to be doing as Nigerians. First and foremost, and I think I must make this clear, first and foremost, do not bring anything that is not confirmed. So don't come here and say the democracy in Nigeria. You don't know enough to have an opinion on that. Don't say these are this. A party is bad. This one, those are not true. People in the parties, yes, perpetrate funny things. It doesn't make the party, which is not a non-life entity, bad.
Yeah.
We also do not believe or support any political party or person. Over the course of my own lecture, I can speak of, a lot of people collect stray bullets. No one, I'll tell you for free. Whether it's Gregory, on your mandate, Kwankwasia, or serial runner, we will all collect knocks. And I will not knock them because I dislike them. I will knock them because I'm here to teach you what a democracy is supposed to be, not what you think it is. So you see all your VDM thoughts, keep them out of this class, please. Because I will not hesitate to show how, I don't know what word to use, how inappropriate they are. We also here, we do not think of Nigeria as a separatist country. We do not think, we are not saying we are where we're supposed to be, but the job of the Electoral College, the first rule in the Electoral College is less accountable. We will not be tolerating anything beneath that. Okay, keep your opinions to yourself. That's why their opinions, they're like sheep, they run around. When you've traveled to more than 200 local governments, come and have a conversation with me. Till then, not allowed. You can argue it, but like I said, you better bring your facts when you're coming to the table. It's allowed for you to argue, but bring your facts when coming to the table. There's going to be something we also don't practice much in Nigeria, which is order. If I tell you to submit your assignments at 4, if you submit at 4:01, please do not send anybody in the admin a message because I'll make you a target. I'm not hiding it. I will. And I've told you guys from day one. So let's not look like we're not on the same page. We are. This is the page me I'm on. 4 o'clock is 4 o'clock. This is this. Do it this way is this way. When we tell you, because you're going to do virtual campaigns and etc. When we tell you virtual campaigns stop at 1200 hours, if you send a message at 12:01, I will disqualify that party, I'll minus points, and I'll punish whoever the candidate is. That's if I don't expel you. I want to make the rules very clear. We're here to show you what a real system can look like, so that you can teach other people what a system can look like. We're not here to guess what's going on outside. Yes, we know what's going on outside. We'll show you what's going on outside, why it occurs, who are both responsible for the situation it occurred. The fact that Nigeria has been able to build a culture outside democracy, which is outside its constitution or its electoral act, and we act within it. That is our job here, to teach you what it's supposed to be so that you can, because the more people that know what it's supposed to be, a democracy is only as strong as the people that understand the constitution of that country or its electoral laws. And I know that if I stand here and I ask anybody about the Electoral Act, I'm not sure the people can answer me. So, somebody was asked to write the question. Has the person written the question, Jessica? Or Lisa,
No,
sorry.
not yet, but I've found him. Let me unmute him. Benedict Ilya. You can unmute and ask a question. Benedict, are you there? Okay, go on.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
we can.
Go ahead.
Okay, my question is, the executive director spoke about assignments. So I'm asking the group, we can't send messages. So how are we going to submit the messages? The assignments, I mean to say.
Don't worry.
So if I provide an email for you to submit, the email won't go because you can't type. It will go now. There are many methods.
Okay,
And besides, on your party groups, you'll be able to have conversations. It's just the central group you won't be able to have conversation. Does that answer your question?
yes, that's the question. Thank you.
Thank you, Benedict.
Welcome.
Okay. Trouble. Okay.
Oh, is this your real?
Trouble beats. Go ahead.
Yes.
Your name?
Good evening.
Kindly change your name so that at the end
Yeah,
of
I'm
the
hearing you.
there won't be trouble.
No. There won't be grace of God.
No, because your
So
attendance won't count with this name if this is not your real
that
name.
is what. No, that is just the. No,
Okay.
this is not my real name. My real
Good.
name is Billy Harry.
Be
Then please,
trouble. Be trouble.
No,
Well, be trouble.
Billy Harry.
No, wait. Be trouble. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I'll address you as. So be trouble. Get this straight.
Uh
You already have a -1 attendance as we are
huh.
discussing. Melissa won't tell you that. I will tell you. I won't hesitate to tell you because we don't know who B Trouble is. And I can't start searching through the ranks to find out who can be B Trouble. There are 700 and something students. It was clear and it was told to you before this class. Use your real names on the Zoom because our Zoom automates attendance. We have told you that. So I don't know who you
Yes,
want us to
I'm
put
sorry.
as
I'm
B
sorry for
Trouble.
the income.
There is nothing to be
Um,
sorry about. It's just a simple rule. There's nothing to be sorry about. This is just, I'm telling you what will happen. We've told you what will happen already. So I'm reiterating it to you. But you can go ahead and ask your question.
no, I'm sorry for the inconvenience of the name. But
it's not our
my
inconvenience.
question is that
Go ahead.
about the name. About the name.
Go ahead, be trouble.
So I've heard what was discussed. So do you think that there's any way that we can help in our locality? Because most of our people in the local government area are facing a lot via political raid. So I don't know if this program can
Be trouble,
facilitate.
be trouble, be trouble. Before
Mm.
you help your local government, help yourself first. Hmm?
I'm helping myself. That's why I want to be
No,
part of
I
this.
know. Yes. So in helping yourself, ensure that your name is there. Ensure that you pass the class so that you have a certificate to show off. Then you can argue from a point of knowledge. So first things,
Yeah.
help yourself. Don't be trouble to be whatever the name is. Baba, Bala, Bimbo,
Billy,
anyone
it's
the
Billy
name is.
Harry.
Go on me. But the point
So
is help yourself first.
are you
That's
hearing me?
key. Yes, we can hear you. Just help yourself. Be trouble, eh? Thank you.
Okay.
I think that's the last hand up, and there are no questions in the chats. Didi.
Okay. So I guess we're done for today. Did you have any closing remarks?
Okay, guys. This will be an interesting ride. If you follow the rules, trust me, this will be one of your best experiences. I'm not saying it because I'm the ED. I'm saying it because this is what happens. I also would like to tell you, everybody you've seen, moderator, DD, everybody, they are students of past cohorts. The only person that didn't attend the cohort seemingly is me. Oh, don't I get a certificate for attending? But that aside, we do things, we assimilate those who are, the college is open and the college is very free. But like I said, do not bring your, I don't know what to say. No, this is not a a take back or whatever movement. Or are we trying to, this is not where we do activism. This is where you have a class actually on activism and you learn the use of where to use activism or not. and you learn to do strategic activism. But for now, just enjoy the fact you are in this class. We'll sort you into groups. Tomorrow, I'll be taking you in the executive, which will be your first class. For those streaming on YouTube, I think we'll just manage this for this weekend. I'm going to do something. I won't tell you what I'm going to do till the end of this weekend, but I'm going to do something. For those streaming on YouTube, you are still fine. Everybody in this cohort is fine. The moment our expansion occurs fully and we can do what needs to be done, you also know. But for now, take it back for revolution now. Don't worry. I'll reserve my lead nature. You'll get to meet me. So, you guys, I want you to have a great time at the college. None of us know anything all. We are all learning. But when you come here, please do not speak without facts. Do not speak with emotion. I know a lot of you are emotional and they've taught you to be emotional. Let's try and keep the emotions in check. I look forward to a great class. I'll tell you, you have a great time here, a very great time here. We're very proud to have you. Like I've always said, you don't need to like me. If you want to hate me, please take the cue. There's so many. I'm sure you find space somewhere. Thank you, DD, for promptly handling this. I'd like to thank the Electoral College staff. Firstly, we look forward to seeing you guys. DD, when will their groups be sorted out?
It should be sorted out this night, or maximum tomorrow.
So preceding my class.
Yes.
So next time when you come to class, what's going to happen is you're going to say your name and you're going to tell me your party so that we understand where you're coming from and what you're doing. So that we know parties that are participating actively and parties that are not. It will be an interesting competition. I hope you guys get good at it. So thank you, everyone. Thanks for the time you spent with us. You can call it an evening. Subsequently, you get to understand how the college works, and trust me, you'd enjoy it here. So it's a pleasure to have you here. Have a lovely evening, everyone.
Okay.
DD.
Thank you, Edie.
Thank you. See you in class. Thank you, Jessica.
Someone is saying they would love to see how I look like. Am I not taking the class tomorrow? I don't plan to block my face for that. Oh, you see me, yeah. I look a lot smaller than you think I look. But we'll have that conversation tomorrow. So, everyone, have a nice day. Thank you, everyone.